Welcome to the Good and New podcast,
where the sponsors are fake and the hosts are buzzed.
And we say, follow your feelings, enjoy the show!
The Good New podcast, episode 41. Does he drink beer?
He's not a big beer drinker.
Not a beer drinker. If you're watching on YouTube, we have Jeff's child here. We just tried to give him some beer. No, it's his dog, Dobie. We got a guest again. Back-to-back guests.
Been a while since we've done this.
Yeah. Thank you to Jeff.
Yep.
Thanks for having me.
This is at episode 41. Kyle, how you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Good. Out of breath. Jeff, how you doing?
Doing good. You?
Excellent. Make sure everything's working over there. All right, we're all good. Housekeeping from last episode.
Good feedback.
Plenty of good feedback.
Spoiler
alert. Not spoiler alert. Jeff has not listened to Mortar. We're very mean. No, we didn't say anything. We talked just very little bit about Jeff. So, we talked about the trailer parties that Mortar would have.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how. We were talking about you kicking the fucking ceiling.
Yes.
Like running and, yeah.
Yep. And then trying to enter from the outside.
Yeah, that happened.
Spoiler alert. So go back and listen to episode 40. Matt was a wonderful guest. A lot of good stories. Talked about his career path, train conductor, figured out where you shit in trains. So it got some good.
It was educational.
Some detective work done. Yeah, here we are. So, like you said, good feedback.
Yeah.
I told somebody, I was like, I don't know if I was just laughing because we were there and going through it, but when I was listening to it, I was fucking laughing like pretty hard.
Yeah, there were several people who told me that they were laughing listening to it.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, probably one of the better feedback episodes we've gotten.
Oh, Cam liked the part where, humble brag, that you've had sex. When we were talking about your kids.
Twice.
At least twice. So yeah, other than that, I don't know if we fucked anything up. I'm sure we did, but don't really care.
We usually do.
Yeah. You're listening on the 16th?
Today is the 16th,
Oh.
18th.
Today, yes, that's what it is. Recording on the 16th, you're listening on the 18th. Happy fucking Wednesday. Get right into it.
Yeah.
I have the quote-unquote heavy lifting. I will say that so you got it wrapped around him.
It's right around his neck.
There we go. He's got it.
Golden.
He worked it out.
Attaboy.
Oh, that was nice job, Dobie. No issues. I would say if you're watching that, or if you're listening, you're going to want to watch, because there's a dog in here, and Dobie is very inquisitive. We're having a good time. Beau, the dog, we have the dog shitting out in the main storage area, so nothing to worry about the office.
We'll just waffle stomp it down the drain.
Yeah, we're teaching him to shit in the urinal, which is a sink. He's very agile. Okay, October 18th, National Day of, versus October 19th.
Okay.
And we'll bounce. We'll bounce between you guys. So I'll give our guest the first one. I don't know if you've listened recently, Jeff, but we do this thing now where we like make you pick between some stuff and make things like compete against each other. Okay. So on October 18th, it is National Cupcake Day. Chocolate cupcake. That's important. On October 19th, it is National Seafood Bisque Day. So if you had to pick which one you could just eat a shit ton of.
Definitely the cupcakes.
I'm
not a big seafood guy.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Bisque is like a thicker, kind of weird, cheesy seafood soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked gross in the picture. I don't know. I do like some seafood.
I don't know if I've ever had
I do.
a bisque.
I don't know if I have.
Does that mean soup?
I think so. It's French for soup. I don't know.
No, it's soup du jour.
That's the soup of the day. Dobie. All right. So when this comes out on the 18th, get yourself some chocolate cupcakes. Kyle, easy one for you.
Okay.
Which one would you prefer? Oh, good boy. Yeah, lay down. Just make sure my mic doesn't get unplugged. Which one would you prefer?
Oh, thank you.
to celebrate. Day of Unity, National Day of Unity,
Okay.
against bullying.
Unity against bullying?
Yeah, like unify human beings, like,
Against bullying.
yeah, pretty much,
Okay.
yep. Or LGBT Center Awareness Day. So which one's more important to you, Kyle?
The Center Awareness Day?
Yeah, this, like, if you go to a center for LGBT whatever plus Q things, I don't know if they have condoms there or like support materials, but the centers raising awareness for the centers.
I'm going to go with the Unity Against Bullying Day.
Unity against bullying day. So bullying, stopping bullying is more important. You're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Well, not very inclusive of you, but
well,
I suppose
that could be not bullying that community as well.
Which community?
The LGBTQ
plus.
3, 4, 7
Forgot
plus
the plus.
8, 9er.
That's true. Yeah. So bullying is very widespread. So raising awareness not to do it.
Correct.
Good way to look at it. Jeff, National Alaska Day versus National Kentucky Day. If you had to pick a state.
The same day? They couldn't?
No.
all-
It's the 18th and 19th.
Oh, the 18th and 19th. Okay.
So 18th is Alaska Day. 19th is Kentucky Day.
If I had to pick one or the other, just one.
One or the other.
I
Which
guess-
one would you which one would you be happier to celebrate? Have you been to Alaska?
I haven't been to either.
You haven't been to
honestly.
either. Okay. You're going to pick Alaska?
I'd say Alaska, just because
Yeah.
it's more scenic, beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Probably the same amount of inbreeding because there's just less
Less options up
less
there?
options. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Kyle, if you had to pick, which one would you pick out of those two?
Yeah, I'd go with Alaska.
Would you?
I mean, that's higher on my... Well, I mean, I guess I've been
guys are
to
dr-
Kentucky, but...
You guys are drinking bourbon, and you're not going to...
Yeah, I mean...
That is a good point.
Yeah. Bourbon, horse racing.
That's... I mean... I like oranges, but that doesn't mean I need to go to Florida every year.
That's a great point. I love that. All right. Well, Alaska Day is the 18th, so have a chocolate cupcake. Don't bully people and celebrate Alaska. All right, Kyle, are you going to pick which one is more important for the world?
Okay.
National Bra Day, and that's an acronym. Hey,
Oh,
you
okay.
fucking pervert. That's an acronym.
All right.
Breast Reconstruction Awareness.
Okay.
Or National Pediatric Bone and Joint Day. So, boobs or kids, Kyle?
Can't have one without the other. Well, back in
Well.
the day. Back in the day, you couldn't. I'm going to go with the pediatric one.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't care about the reconstruction of breasts?
I never said that.
Oh,
Never
you
said
care
I put
more
words
about
in my mouth.
you care more about
Kids being able to move, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't want to have to move, like wheel them around.
Right.
You want them to have to do it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Jeffrey, National. So that's the 19th,
Okay.
the Kids and Joints Day. Jeffrey, Mashed Potato Day, or Jared, like the name, Jared Day.
Just any Jared, not.
If your name's Jared, it's your
Subway
day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
I'm
That's-
glad you brought that up. Famous Jareds. I have this link ready to go. Number one famous Jared I've never heard of. Jared Diamond. Does that name sound familiar?
Nope.
Now this
never heard of
list
him.
is like a radio station. He's a scientist. They are considered the most important person in the history born with the first name Jared. He's a Virgo, if that matters. He's just it doesn't say like what the fuck he's famous for. All right, number 2, Jared Palmer. Again, don't know who that is. Number 3, Jared Leto, the actor.
Okay.
Number
I've
4,
at least heard of that one.
politician, Jared Polis. No idea. Number 5, Jared from Subway. Kid bang, right? He was banging kids.
Yep.
Jared Fogle, that's his last
Yep.
name.
Yep.
Let's jump down to
What about Jared Allen?
He's number 10,
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings. There's a prisoner, it looks like here, Jared Lee Lofner.
What did he do?
It doesn't say. Maybe I can click on it, but I want to keep going. A lot of weird Jareds I don't recognize. I'll say the listener, friend of the program.
Iceman?
Yeah,
Jared Iceman?
yeah, Jared Iceman. Oh yeah, rock hard.
Rock hard ice.
This ice is rock hard. So you're gonna go with mashed potatoes or Jared Day?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Safe bet.
There
When
were-
everybody's first Jared was Subway guy.
There were no other food ones on the 19th. Just the seafood.
Talk about somebody who had it made and just completely
Yeah.
ruined it.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
all he did was lose weight and eat Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get paid to do it.
And he
Probably
screwed
paid
it all
handsomely.
He would have picked National Kids Joint and whatever day.
Of course he would have.
Dobie is... Okay, we're back. Dobie got a little handsy with his master's microphone. So yeah, Jared from Subway, complete pedophile. Now, the next one.
Allegedly. Well, he was convicted. I
yeah,
guess we can say that
He's
safely.
guilty.
They nailed that down. Kyle, for you. Pretty easy one again.
Okay. I'm sure it's not.
World Menopause Day
Okay.
versus World Necktie Day. So which one do you see yourself supporting more? Menopause or neckties?
I don't wear neckties often.
Do you go through menopause?
I don't go through menopause.
You could if you wanted to. There's
It
a
is
surgery.
2023.
There's a surgery for that.
I don't want to.
Good job, Dobie.
For all
Oh, boy.
all the female listeners we got, I'm gonna go with Menopause Day.
Yeah. What is the definition of menopause? Like what actually happens? Like heat stroke or
Heat
strokes?
stroke, yes.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck, ladies. Heat flashes. And what else? I don't really know much about it. Can either of you speak to it?
No, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some type of hormonal change.
There we go. Should we phone a
They
friend?
can be
Is that like when they can stop?
they can be more irritable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heat flashes.
More like
Stop.
they already
Yeah,
are.
they already are.
But they like stop being able to reproduce, right?
When that hits?
I don't know. I don't know the whole timing of everything.
I don't either. That's why I'm asking. I
Where's,
figured
where's our medical expert when you need him? Pop can, get down here.
one of you would know. But all right, so you're going with necktie day?
No.
Menopause day. Got
for our female listeners.
it. Do you own many neckties?
I've got a handful of them.
Do you tie them fresh every time? Or do you keep them tied and slip them over your head?
Now I retie them every time.
Who taught you how to tie a necktie?
YouTube.
The blonde chick?
I have no idea, dude.
Oh, okay.
This was years ago. The blonde chick.
There's one that's got like a lot of views. It's a blonde chick showing you how to tie a tie.
We got a clip on. but
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you do necktie or like bow tie?
It's like a bow tie.
Bow tie?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, my head's too big. I can't slip them off.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Need a small head.
So you know how to tie them then too?
I watched the video.
Every time? You don't remember
I
how
don't
to
do
tie
it very often.
I don't either. I do it like once a year maybe.
I don't even know if I do it that often.
Okay.
There was a time. Weddings.
Yeah.
There's like 4 years where it's like, all right, 2 or 3 times this summer we gotta fucking put a tie
The
on.
biggest pain in the ass is like knowing how long the one side needs to be to where you can pull it to tighten it.
Because you're supposed to have it to your belt buckle, right?
Correct.
To the top of the belt buckle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they change that, I don't know.
Maybe. That's why bow tie you don't have to worry.
That's true. I'm gonna start wearing what are those like southwestern ones?
Bolo
Bola,
tie.
yeah, or bolo.
Bolo tie. All right, Jeff. Last one. National No Beard Day, or Kyle's favorite thing, Ride Your Bike to Work Day. Big bike guy.
No beard?
No beard. Just clean shaved face.
I said
So-
no beer at first. Okay.
Oh, and no beard. Facial hair.
I'd have to go with no beard day. I mean, even being a beard guy, I just don't.
When was the last time
know.
you were clean shaved?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's got to be at least a decade, probably.
Kyle, how about you?
Hasn't been that long, but it's been a while. Usually I'll shave everything except for the stash.
Yep.
Then
Are
just
you
let
going to do
it
that
grow
again
back.
this year?
I might have to. It worked last year for bow season, so
On a previous
Little
episode,
little
way
rough stash.
back, your wife was not a fan of that idea.
no, but she got over it.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to do what looks good, even if others don't think so.
Yeah, be your own person.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand up for yourself.
To thine own self be true.
No beard day is the 18th. So
Okay.
if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, I want to celebrate,
You gonna shave your beard off then, or
Probably not.
no? Yeah, me either. Not until
shave.
November, at
Shave.
least.
I've lost some weight, so maybe my face would look a little less fat this time. I mean, I think that was part of the reason why I didn't.
Keep the beard to
Yeah.
hide that.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I mean, if I'm being honest, yeah.
I need to take hormones so I can grow a beard.
Low T.
Low T. Fuck. Fuck you. All right, that gets us through National Day of. Kyle, take it
All
away.
right, so then we go to celebrity birthdays. There were some decent ones.
Jeffrey, pull the mic a little bit closer to you. Yep.
Some of these, I don't know how I'm going to connect them. I didn't put a lot of forethought into that.
Imagine that.
So we will go with. All right. You need to. Denver.
Me first or Jeff?
Denver.
Okay.
You got to hang out with one of these two. I'm sure very lovely individuals. Again, you're gonna ruin your cup of coffee every single day.
So every
Day.
morning?
Every morning for an hour. You got to sit down, have a heartfelt conversation with either Kamala Harris, who turns 59 on the 20th,
Boy, oh boy, do I have some questions for this bitch.
or Kim Kardashian, turning 43 on the 21st.
Easy. Kamala. 'Cause I don't know shit about, what was her name?
Kim Kardashian?
Kim. Well, I guess she's the one that was Ray J was banging her and then Kanye married
Yeah,
her.
she was married to Kanye.
God, there would be some good stuff there.
Her dad was one of OJ's lawyers.
She has a huge ass.
She has a huge ass.
She broke the internet with her ass.
She did.
But I feel like I feel like I could have better conversations with dipshit than
With Kamala.
than with Kim.
But you have to listen to that annoying cackle every single time.
I wouldn't be trying to make her laugh.
It doesn't have to be. She could say something and then she'll cackle
Yeah,
at
that's
it.
true. See, the reality TV shit, like Kim and her sisters or half sisters, whatever.
You don't
they
keep
are.
up with the Kardashians?
Oh, I'd rather throw myself off a building.
Well, one of them is a real sister. One of them is supposedly OJ's.
OJ's sister?
The youngest Kardashian daughter is supposedly OJ's kid.
Really?
There's a conspiracy theory about that.
Oh, I like that. Might have to start watching the show.
I didn't hear that.
You know, I wouldn't. But by all means.
I'm still going to pick Kamala.
Kamala, all right.
There's some great questions.
Happy 59th on the
I'm
20th.
just going to play her the video of Judge Joe Brown calling her
A whore.
an absolute whore. And I believe he says in this... Now, I am quoting a video. If you guys know Judge Joe Brown, had a TV show.
Yep.
A little bit of a basket case. Who am I to judge? I'm not a fucking doctor. He said she's not even black. And he's a black guy.
Oh,
so
shit.
he knows something that I don't know. I don't know. I have some questions.
Not something you could say, but he
I
could say
can't
it, I guess.
Yeah, I would never say that. So yeah, I have some questions.
Judge Joe Brown.
Judge
That's
Joe-
like one of those daytime, like Judge Judy or.
Exactly. Yep. He's went off the deep end a little, but
Speaking of, Jeff, funny that you bring that name up. So, who would you
rather bang.
rather go to the bar? No. Go to the bar and have a drink with? Tom Petty, R.I.P., whose birthday would have been on the 20th, You can imagine he's still alive. You don't have to hang out with his corpse. Or Judge Judith Scheinlin turning 81 on the 21st.
It definitely have to be Tom Petty.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
Yeah. Those TV judges are just... I mean, unless it's Steve Harvey, who apparently is a judge now.
He is?
He has a judge show, or did.
Is he the one that does
Family Feud.
Family Feud?
I feel like Tom Petty would definitely have some better stories. I mean,
I think so,
yeah.
too, yeah.
And he'd have
Touring.
better substances too.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. All right. Man, I'm having a hard time drawing ties here. All right, so you're going to be out wandering around in the woods with one of these guys, and you have to rely on them to be able to get you from point A to point B. Are you going to go with Snoop Dogg, turning 52 on the 20th, who's just absolutely torched, or Kane Brown on his own back 40, turning 30?
Kane Brown would get us killed.
He got
Somehow.
lost on his own back
Exactly.
40.
He got lost in his own property. Had to call for help. I feel like if I needed to kill one or the other and eat them, if we were like stranded, I'd have better luck killing Snoop Dogg 'cause he's older. He's more frail.
Probably higher.
Way higher. And if I didn't need to kill him, he has some really good stuff with him. So we're in
There
the
you
woods
go.
having a good time. I'm going to pick Snoop Dogg. How old is he?
52.
That's it?
That's it.
Holy shit. He looks old.
Well,
I like how
again,
you went straight to cannibalism there.
Just when he's...
just on the back 40, not like on a deserted island.
Well, you never know. Fucking World War III is about to happen. You got to prepare for some weird shit.
All
Ooh,
right.
shoot the can. You got to shoot the can, see if
Shoot
you
the
make
can?
it. Yep.
All right.
Make sure she's dry before.
Yeah. Huh. Cover up the dog piss smell. Sorry, Bo.
Oh, was I supposed to make it in the?
Either one.
Oh, okay.
Either way.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
Scared the shit out of Dobie.
All right, Jeff. Your final birthday matchup. Who would you rather sit with and watch all of their films? John Krasinski, turning 44 on the 20th. Jim from The Office. You could watch The Office with him, too. Maybe not necessarily his movies.
His movies are good, too.
Or Carrie Fisher, R.I.P., whose birthday would be on the 21st. She's Princess Leia, if you're unfamiliar.
So she had Star Trek or Star Wars, and that was it?
I'm sure she's probably in some other stuff, but
She died?
she died.
Of what? Menopause?
Maybe mixed with COVID. I think it was during COVID times.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'd definitely be watching The Office.
The Office.
fuck yeah.
Not a Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to switch sides and bat for the other team, I mean, he's
He'd be on the short list.
on the short list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a short list, Jeff?
What exactly?
Aaron Rodgers,
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski, guys that if you switch sides,
If you switch. Oh,
if
okay.
yeah, you know that
I
one's
didn't know what a short list.
oh yeah, the short list of like we already predetermined. At least I do. I know Kyle does a few of who you would shack up with.
Oh.
Thinking
it's not something I've really given a whole lot of thought to, honestly, but
I'm more so thinking about it like camaraderie, like just doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
sure.
Little bit of sex, whatever.
Just to keep them happy.
Yeah, keep them around. Oh fuck, that's it.
No, you've got one more matchup.
Oh.
So again, you have to make an absolute banger, or you are
What
going,
genre of music?
hip hop.
Okay.
And this is some sort of competition where again you're gonna be
Killed if it's not
put into
successful.
yeah, pretty much, or like you're on a boat out in the middle of the ocean with very little food and water. You're probably going to die. Are you going with ASAP Ferg, who turns 35 on the 20th, or Doja Cat, who turns 28
Oof.
on the 21st?
God. At some point, do I have to fight one of these people?
Yeah, whichever one that you pick, you would have to potentially eat them in the boat.
Doja Cat.
Yeah, probably be easier to take
Kill
her
a
out.
woman.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say,
That's
Kyle?
not-
Is that what
Not where I was going, but all right.
that ASAP Ferg fella you're
If
talking about?
menopause doesn't get her first, I guess.
That
If
fella
we
you're
ever figure
talking-
out what it is.
Yeah, we just don't know what it is. It sounds deadly. The other guy, if I remember right, I think he's kind of built and
Yeah.
obviously ghetto. So I don't stand a chance with him.
Yeah,
Doja Cat,
that's
ghetto,
fair.
female. Just have to like trick her, like play
But
some sort of mind game.
She was
on her.
also in Dave, and she was like his love interest a little bit. So
Ugh.
remember that?
Yeah, I do now. She's gross.
Yeah.
That gets us to.
Those are your birthdays.
Those are the birthdays. A lot of October's got a lot of birthdays. Like last week, there were some really good ones.
Yeah, there were some more that I just left off because we've only got so much time.
All right, not a ton for history.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Kyle. More entertaining to you.
All right.
On October 22nd, 1976, Rick Barry begins then the longest free throw streak of 60 in a row.
In the NBA.
Yep.
Okay.
For, it said like San Francisco, I think. So, Golden State now maybe?
Yeah,
Or I don't. The team's fucking changed so much. So what would you find more entertaining? That? Or October 22nd, 1997, Janet Gretzky,
Is this Wayne's wife?
Wayno's wife. Excuse me. Wayno's wife KO'd and gets stitches after a glass panel falls on her during a game. She was sitting on the boards.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like a model too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oof. Good thing her face didn't get cut up, but I think that would be more entertaining.
Women being hurt in public.
Just the boards being shattered in a hockey game.
Yeah, when I didn't know this happened, but I want to find video. In 1997, you'd think there'd be video of it.
Yeah. Plus, hockey's just way better than the NBA. So
But you also, I thought you would empathize with Rick Barry, because you have
the highest shooting percentage in loaded basketball history. I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did,
I figured you were going to bring it up.
I
So
mean,
explain the story.
I'm 100%. I never missed a shot in my basketball career for Lodi High School.
Boom. Put that on the fucking wall. So you think
They should just name the court after me now that I think about it.
they should? Oh my God. We could apply for something.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne
Wayne
Gretzky,
Gretzky, Michael Scott,
Kyle Lord.
Kyle Lord. Jeff, who would you rather punch / get in a fight with, whatever?
Okay.
On October 22nd, 1926, J. Gordon Whitehead sucker punches magician Harry Houdini in the stomach in Montreal.
This is the one that killed him, right? Like ruptured his liver or some shit?
It led to and or covered up the signs of appendicitis,
Okay.
and that's what he died of. So would you rather get in a fight / punch Mr. Whitehead, or would you rather get in a fight with... Go ahead.
Did he ask for that punch?
I didn't look into it. It said sucker punch, so I don't know.
okay.
So that was one of his things. He would ask people from the crowd to come up and punch him in the stomach,
Right.
but he would be braced for it. And this guy hit him when he was not expecting it.
I guess sucker punch. Yeah.
Sucker
obviously.
punch.
Okay.
Or would you rather punch / fight somebody from October 22nd, 1979? Disney World welcomes their 100 millionth guest. So whoever that person was. Could be a
Actually
child.
punching.
Could be a woman in menopause. Could be
She could be suffering
anybody.
from menopause, ready to die any minute.
1979. Could be a hippie. Could be anyone. Who would you rather punch
it's
/
probably-
fight with?
It's probably gonna have to be Mr. Whitehead.
Now, Mr. Whitehead is a boxer.
Oh, okay.
I neglected to tell you that on purpose. So, you're going to fight a professional boxer that killed Harry Houdini. Nice job.
So we're learning that Jeff's a fucking man's man
Fuck
here.
yeah. He's like, I punch kids all the time. I don't need to
Give
come
me
up.
a challenge.
1979, Disney World had their 100 millionth guest. So, by now,
When did it open?
1978. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. The 20s, 30s,
60s,
50s, 60s,
50s,
40s, maybe.
1840s.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So they got to be over $1 billion by now.
You'd think.
Not a math guy, but
That was 79? I mean, that's
79.
almost 50 years ago.
yeah.
Well, they've been open for 150?
You were just
Or
there. You tell me.
125?
Yeah.
One of those, so.
Sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial?
What is that? Is that 125? Excuse me.
I think that's 125, I think.
Lodi had that.
Yeah.
We lived through
Back
that.
in the day. We did live through that.
And last one for Kyle. Which one would you rather have witnessed in person, been there, living it up?
Okay.
Like you were in this time for the day.
All right.
Just for the day. Which one?
Okay, I'm tracking.
October 23rd, 1921.
Ooh.
The Green Bay Packers play the first APFA forerunner to the NFL APFA game. They beat the Minneapolis Marines 7-6 at Hagmeister Park, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Or October 23rd, 2008. Joe Sakic scores his final career goal, number 625, against the Edmonton Oilers.
No brainer. Packer game.
Going back way back in
Yeah.
the day. All right. I figured.
I mean, Packers over everything.
Yep. I figured. I just wanted to throw it out there for you.
No, that was a
Both
second.
two interesting sports history things.
Yeah, I agree.
That's when they wore like a leather bag over their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teeth are flying and
Fuck yeah. People dying on the field probably. They're getting done with their full-time job, going and get their ass kicked, and then waking up and going right back to it.
Yeah.
Basically paying to play at that point. Like
Yeah.
nobody's paying them. Oh my God, what could you? Oh my God.
Weird how they didn't have CTE,
They did.
but they never talked about it. 'cause
No, they just beat their
they were
wives to
man's-
death.
Okay. Well, if they didn't do it, the menopause was gonna.
This episode is raising a lot of awareness for menopause safety. If you think your wife could be suffering, please get her checked out.
Yeah, don't hit her.
For her sake. Bunch of fucking chauvinists. On this.
I looked up what the definition of menopause is.
Enlighten us,
so,
please.
Ooh, never mind. Oh, it's very common. There's more than 3 million U.S. cases per year. I feel like that number is very low.
Yeah.
Um,
I suppose it's a certain
when you say
age
cases,
range.
it sounds like an illness.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it something that happens to all women at a certain age?
I thought so. Unless
well,
can
it is
you-
very common.
Do you prevent it by getting stuff removed from you?
It's 2023. I wonder if it's very common because of certain things.
But don't you have to be a certain age?
It's funny you asked, Denver. Menopausal transition most often begins between the ages of 45 and 55 and usually lasts about 7 years, but can be as long as 14.
What the fuck happens during that time?
There's
Did-
many
wait.
stages.
Did menopause coin the phrase transition?
Maybe.
Did you say menopause transition? The transition
Yeah, the
from
transition of menopause.
from being what is like the previous stage, like normal?
Well, I don't know that you
Yo.
want to necessarily
You go from tolerable to menopause.
back to maybe tolerable.
Hey, you said it.
You brought it up.
Dig in the
You're-
fucking hole.
Yep.
I guess during this time, the ovaries begin to atrophy, which causes a decline in the production of the hormones that stimulate the menstrual cycle, estrogen and progesterone. There you go. The more you know.
The more you know. You gotta get a video Adobe here. Fucking
The couch tastes good.
snozberries taste like snozberries. I would say he's the furriest guest, but Mortar was just on.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true. Very true.
All right. That gets us through the big three.
Big three.
Wow, some good stuff there.
There was.
A lot of enlightenment. Trying to think if there's anything else that it'll come to me. All right, Jeff, where do you want to start? I asked the listeners / followers for any questions or topics revolving around mechanical side of things.
Sure.
Because
Awesome.
as we know, our listeners and viewers might not, you are a mechanic.
I am.
How many years?
15
15.
ish.
Classically trained?
Like
Went to school for it?
yes.
Yes.
I went.
Okay.
2-year technical college.
Yep. But you were dabbling before you went,
I was. Yep.
mechanically inclined your whole life.
I would say so.
Yeah. What is the most frustrating thing you deal with at your place of work? Whether it's people saying something, assuming something, not listening, not taking advice, and or the type of stuff that comes in that you've experienced multiple times that you're like, I can't believe I keep having to fix somebody else's fuck up, whatever it might be. What is the most God damn it?
That's a good question.
Hit us with a few if you have some stuff in mind.
Sure. One of the biggest things that irks me is quick lubes.
Yep.
Whether
Meineke.
Meineke, Take 5,
Allegedly.
No free ads.
Firestone, Walmart, all these places that do quick oil changes.
Yeah.
But they miss so much when they're doing their oil changes. It's just they're not really looking over the whole car. That, and they can still somehow screw up just the oil change, leave the filter loose or strip off the drain plug. And
I saw Volkswagen going home the other day on the interstate. You could see the oil slick or just the oil coming out from the middle lane, left lane, shoulder, and there ahead is the vehicle and a big pile.
typical Volkswagen
Yeah.
stuff.
So just blowing oil out the bottom. Long trail for a quarter mile, and there's the vehicle, fucking pool of oil.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you think when they quote unquote miss stuff, it's they don't know any better or they're lazy?
I think
Both.
a lot of it is those places have younger, undertrained guys, underpaid probably too. So
Lube
it's not
techs,
yeah,
right?
lube techs.
Yeah.
And
Lube.
it's not just those places because the dealerships have their quick lanes
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and they just got to bang out oil changes all day long.
Yep.
And
Shay's got
they've
some
got
great stories of
they've
his
got-
former, lube tech guys.
they've got numbers that they've got to do, or they've got so many oil changes that they've got to crank out throughout the day.
Yep.
And they just don't have time to look everything over.
So they miss it.
They miss it,
Or
or
they're sloppy.
or they mess it up.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing where it's you guys just need to come to somebody who knows what. It's like a difference between having a vet tech do the surgery on your dog, or having the doctor do the surgery on your dog.
Sure. They know a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're experienced.
At my shop, there's no division of labor. There's only 5 of us,
yeah.
including the owner. So we all have to do oil changes, tires, brakes, basic kind of stuff, but we all are capable of doing more advanced engine repairs, diagnostics.
Yep.
So
the limit, not the limitation, but a reason that somebody might go to a quick lube besides just how speedy it
Fast
might
and
be,
convenient.
quote unquote, fast, convenient.
Till it's not.
The price, a sticker
Right.
price, might be a little bit less compared to a shop like how you're set up.
Yep. It's not The price difference isn't huge, though.
It isn't.
Our oil, when we do an oil change, it's actually a loss leader.
Oh, okay.
When you're having a mechanic paying mechanic wage do an oil change, it's actually, we're losing money.
Sure.
What we charge for an oil change is 0.06 tenths of an hour. Comes out to like $5 an hour.
Wow.
Or I mean, not $5 an hour. $5 for the labor on the oil change, and the rest is just made on the markup on the oil and filter.
Yeah.
So
And
we're
then
not really,
hoping-
we're losing money on the oil change.
Yeah.
Right.
We're just hoping we're gonna find brakes or suspension or something else the car needs, or they're gonna mention, oh yeah, my check engine light's on.
Yeah.
Can you look into that for me?
And they have a good experience, and they'll now come
Right.
back to your place
When
for
they
some...
need a more serious repair.
Exactly.
But the oil change is it's the big time where it's like a physical for the car.
Yep.
It's the only time that you're really going to be able to look at the car, the overall health of it. You should have it jacked up off the wheels and actually like seeing if tie rod ends or ball joints are loose or falling off. And some of these places, they don't even lift the car off the ground. It's like you
They're
hear
in the
commercials like stay in your car, oil change. Like, no way I would ever do that. Like, can you imagine? All somebody has to do is like think you're done and put their foot on the brake and push the button, and all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
an
Yeah,
oil
boy.
geyser. I don't have the filter on yet.
Oh, my God.
You said 5 minutes.
Oh, the videos you see of people driving in, like, and they just don't get lined up and, like, drive into the fucking
Oh,
pit.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Just shove it down in there.
We don't let anybody drive into the shop.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Good call there.
Yeah.
Like, people come and honk sometimes when the door's shut. Like,
Fucking stay out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm not opening the... I don't know who you are. I'm not opening the door for you.
Fucking revving it up. That reminded me of when you drive into some dealerships, they have the fucking alignment reader that you drive through in the door. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And it'll tell you, supposedly it'll tell you your alignment's good, bad, whatever. Are those things completely fucking like scams or?
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's something to it, but I don't think they're that accurate. I think they're mostly just there to sell.
Yeah. A little
You
printout
know.
comes out. Hey, as you drove in, we saw this.
Mm-hmm.
They have the brake ones too that you drive over that are
Ooh.
supposed to tell you the braking percentage front and rear,
Oh,
that you have a problem.
I haven't seen that yet.
Interesting.
But
Wow. That's like a whole fucking industry just figuring out a way to fuck people.
it's like, yeah, we've I think Farm and Fleet even has something like that. I've
Okay.
seen printouts from them. It's like, yeah, we've got this $500,000 thing you can drive over and tell you if your brakes are fine, but none of the guys here could really put brakes together to save their life.
You'll be back. Oh, fuck. All the soccer moms were like, hey, this will be easy. We'll just drive through quick. They'll do it for us. And then 2 weeks later, they're at your shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The one, speaking of that, like trying to screw people, I saw this meme recently. The guy was like, oh, yeah, it's bad. You're going to need to replace your transmission. And the lady was like, and of course, it's like a common thing that women get swindled when it comes to their car repairs or whatever. The lady's like, oh, no, is that bad? And he's like, oh, yeah. And did I say one? I mean, both transmissions need to be replaced.
You're lucky we caught it now before things got real serious.
There used to be, I think on it wasn't Bob and Tom, but it was another one of those radio shows in the morning. They would have like, oh, I forget the guy's name right now. He just died recently. Maybe he was a personality on Bob and Tom, but he'd like be talking into like a lady pretending to be a mechanic diagnosing the car, and yeah, the transmission's bad, and we can do it for this, but like honestly, do you park in a driveway or on the road? Like, are you gonna need to be going in reverse? Because then we're gonna have to add a different one in. It's gonna be this much. But if you can just drive straight and never use reverse, like you'll be fine at this price. And she's like, oh, you better do both. Jesus Christ. Oh. All right. So when people are lazy and the job comes to you because they overlooked it or didn't know what they were doing.
Yep.
What about one of the Snapchats you sent? where some lady had or person. I don't want to keep saying lady. Fuck. Some person had replaced a part or like had multiple parts replaced. Like I don't know if it was something with the bumper, but she kept getting or somebody kept getting.
Oh yeah.
What was that one? I can't.
Man, I forget some of the. I've seen so much. I
know.
Forget.
Oh, it was so funny though. 'Cause
But
it's like
yeah,
replaced a bumper.
it was like a grill.
The grill.
It was a grill piece on the front end of this car. It was like plastic piece, and there's actually a guy.
Okay, perfect.
We keep throwing ladies under the bus.
I
here,
know.
But he had another grill piece he had ordered on Amazon. He had it in the box in the back. Well, I go to like replace it, and I notice like the belly pan, like the plastic belly pan's like sticking down, and I'm like, this isn't right, and I'm like pushing on it, and it feels weird. So I take all the screws out and I pull it down, and there's 3 more of these exact same grill pieces, just like stuffed under the engine. Like he already had somebody or did it himself replace
Probably himself, and he's thinking
3
they're,
other
like,
times, and this is the 4th one now.
Falling
Where,
off.
like he thinks they're just falling out. They just keep getting stuffed in there. I would imagine from snow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Holy fuck! Or him just being really bad at installing it.
Or running into something. I don't know, but
Oh my god. What about like just filthy vehicles being brought in? Didn't you send a
Yeah.
Snapchat once of? I want to say there was like a tampon on the fucking floor or something like
Oh yeah, we've seen tampoons,
Oh boy.
pocket rockets
pocket rockets in the car.
in the glove box. Yep, center console.
There's this weird rattling sound. Miss, that's your
My-
vibrator.
Like mice shit
Oh,
is one of the. It's the nastiest smell. Like when you get in somebody's car. And, like, I smell that. Like, I turn their blower motor off right away because I know their cabin filter's probably packed full of it.
yeah.
It's just
So,
really disgusting
How
because
often is the cabin filter?
you can actually get really sick from that.
Oh,
Like, there's airborne diseases from mouse shit.
I
that you
believe
can-
that. Yeah. How often is the cabin filter actually like needing to be replaced?
Like, mileage-wise,
Like every other oil change, or depends if you park outside or not.
I'd say once a year is a good idea.
Once a year,
Kind of like
cabin
your
filter.
furnace filter.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how nasty. I mean, I've taken a bunch of snaps of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
cabin filters where
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just packed full of mouse shit or dog hair or
Acorn shells.
acorn. Yeah,
Yep.
you name it. I've literally, while a guy was waiting, pulled the cabin filter out and there's a mouse in there looking at me, and I sucked it out with the shop vac. And then I open up the shop vac and go and show the guy, like, I just sucked a live mouse out of you. Like, there should be an extra charge for that, but
Do people think you're fucking with them?
I don't think so.
No, like you've never had like a confrontation where they're like, "Oh, you're trying to fuck me."
About a cabin filter? Or
Something.
not really.
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
I would say your shop, you know, your reputation, like the fact that they came to that place versus they probably dealt with it at the Quick Lube.
Yeah.
So that maybe they're a little bit more confident.
It's definitely happened before. We've had some disgruntled customers where they're unhappy with the
Sure.
price, or just last summer I had a woman she was just really hard to deal with. Like I put her car up, I squeezed her in like she didn't have an appointment or anything. I brought her car in, I looked at it, was trying to explain the exhaust repair, and she's just like really abrasive with me, like, well, just get to the point. Like I'm trying to explain it to her, and
Yeah.
like, well, how much is that going to cost? And then I tried like pointing out like something else, like on her car is like obviously falling off,
Yeah.
and just, well, how much is that going to cost? And it's just like, I'm just trying to help you, lady.
Yeah. She's on the
So-
defense right away.
Long story short, people like that, just run it back out, tell them we'll call them, and then never call them.
Yeah. They'll fucking take it elsewhere and never
Yeah.
fix it and blow
Yeah.
their car up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
People like that, we don't need their business. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
we're-
Yeah. You guys like, is that something that you're like weeks out or you have like one bay dedicated to like same day service, or are you guys
We're
real
like-
busy?
Right now we're like 3 weeks out.
Oh, really? Wow.
Usually at least 2. We try to prioritize, if it's something quick and easy, we
Yeah.
try to squeeze people in, but if they can wait.
What's
But,
one
yeah.
of the like more badass vehicles that you've had come in that you got to work on?
Last summer there was 18 Lotus Evora.
Hmm.
It's a
fucking-
supercar.
Yeah, Lotus. They're like the
They're-
tiny
it's-
ones.
No,
No.
it's probably pretty close to like what a late model Corvette,
Oh,
similar size,
okay.
but it's like a 400 horse V6, 2-door
What'd you do to that?
supercar. It was just an oil change.
Oh,
It
so you
had
guys
like
do-
7,000 miles, so it was like there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They just wanted inspection and an oil change.
You guys do all makes.
Pretty much all makes, models.
When something like that comes in, are you like scouring the internet to like figure out what the fuck to do, or is it pretty standard on?
Sometimes I am,
Yeah,
because it's not like I've ever seen a Lotus before.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wonder when I see like these
But
you know,
then
there's Lamborghinis and shit driving around Wisconsin. I'm like, where are you taking that to get serviced?
Right.
Right. There are. I'm spacing the one. There's a performance shop in Madison that does a lot of stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes. Yeah, you got to look up YouTube videos
Yeah.
or look up information online. They always end up taking longer because they sit so damn low to the ground.
Oh,
You can't just pull it in and set the hoist like a normal car. You've got to like either pull it in and jack it up or drive it up on ramps so you
Sure.
can just put the hoist under it. And there's always something more involved with them because it's a supercar.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just like there's always something more involved with Porsche or Mercedes or Audi or all those
Mm.
Volvo or all those better than you cars.
Well, speaking of those, which manufacturer do you think Mortar shit on last episode?
Ooh. Probably not Mercedes because he has one.
Yeah.
I'd say Volkswagen.
He was not a fan of Beamers.
Beamers.
Beamers, okay. Well, that was going to be my other guess.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was-
I'm not either.
And then he went on to say, like, I got a fucking Mercedes, so I shouldn't really talk too much. But, yeah, he was adamant about not liking those. I forget his exact. You'll have to go listen. I was like,
Unreliable.
yeah.
He said.
Bavarian Motor Works, yeah.
They're
also oil leakers.
They started by making airplanes, is that right? Or is that a fucking wives' tale? 'Cause I heard their logo.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like the prop through the sky.
Yeah, that's probably a wives' tale.
I didn't.
Probably.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
You could be right.
More questions for the day-to-day career stuff. Otherwise, I want to get into your car collection.
Yeah. What is your stay away from manufacturer? Like if you were adamant, I would never own
Yeah.
X.
For me, Volkswagen probably.
Volkswagen.
Mitsubishis are really shitty cars too. But,
Really?
Yeah.
What's with the Hyundai thing or whatever that like you can steal them really easy like that? Did you see that in like
Chicago mayor or whatever?
the big cities? They're like suing the auto manufacturer.
Yeah, because it's not the criminal's fault for stealing them; it's the car manufacturer for not
Yeah.
putting in.
Did
enough
you see
deterrent.
that?
Yeah, I did see something about that, and we actually had one in the shop, or two, that were stolen recently, and it's something about the ignition
Oh.
or the lock cylinder that's really easy to defeat.
Oh. Weird. So you'd say Mitsubishi or what was the other one?
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen, yeah.
Yeah. I really,
Fucking
really just
Nazis.
don't- yeah.
What about domestic vehicles? Like the big 4 trucks. Like if you had to pick one that you would like a manufacturer or model or something specific that you see the least of or you have like the easiest time doing stuff to, like what is the one you're like, yep, go with that?
It'd probably be the 5-liter F-150.
Nice.
I mean, the EcoBoosts are pretty solid too, but they've had some timing chain issues and turbo issues.
I say, don't the turbos go after
Say the
100,000?
turbos, yeah, I've heard they're not
But
good.
yes, that's what I've been saying, but nobody listens. People will ask me, and then they don't listen to your advice. They'll go buy whatever they want anyway. So it's like, what?
Why do I tell them?
Yeah, why even ask? What about EVs? Do you do a lot of work on EVs?
We don't. No, we see a lot of hybrids, but we haven't been seeing any EVs in the shop yet. I think they're going.
Not to?
No, I think we're just not getting calls on them.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I can remember working on a few Chevy Volts, but it wasn't any like, it was just like tires or suspension work. I think we're gonna be seeing them here sometime in the future. You know, it's gonna happen whether we like it or not. The EV thing.
Do you guys have to get certified or something different for that shit?
Not that I know of. I feel like a lot of that stuff is pretty loose.
I'm gonna piss. Nobody, you
So is
stay.
he.
Dolby wants to come with.
No.
Shit, I just had a question and I lost it. On the line with EVs. Shit, that's gonna escape me. Do you have any recent, like, fun stories of shitty car that came in, or just complete nightmares that come into the shop that you get to deal with?
Man, not that I can really think of. I'm sure there's been some. Dolby's really worried about Denver.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Falling.
God, I wish I could remember the question that I had. Thanks, Denver. Favorite car to work on that you've worked on so far?
Ooh. Favorite car to work on. As far as like easy, probably like Chevy truck from like just the half-ton trucks from 2001 to 2007 or so. Just because they're so easy, they're like my bread and butter. Like I can sell all kinds of stuff on them. Services are easy. They're rock solid. Actually, up to 2006, because 2007 on the Chevy trucks is when they switched to this displacement on demand where they shut off 4 cylinders.
Ooh,
But-
I fucking hate when vehicles do that. Shut
Yeah.
off at the stoplight or whatever.
Right.
Ooh, hate that.
As a gearhead, when I'm walking my dog, I can hear all these trucks that are going into 4-cylinder mode. And a lot of them have exhaust on, like dual exhaust or loud pipes on them, and they just sound like absolute ass when they go into 4-cylinder mode.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you believe loud pipes save lives?
I would say probably at some point they did. I don't know. Somebody
Yeah,
heard
somewhere.
somebody heard it coming
Yep.
just a second before they got ran over.
Speaking of which, tell us a little bit about are you at the 500 fucking thousand mile club yet?
In my truck?
Yeah.
Probably, but the odometer broke. At like, what does it say? 467 or something that it said for the last like 10 years or
Oh, you're definitely over then.
yeah.
So tell us about the truck.
The truck? Oh,
Like Dodge Ram
yeah, it's a 97 3500
3500.
12 valve 5-speed. I've had it quite a while. Not as long as the old Blue Merc, but
Yeah. I just saw a good video when we blew up the Geo. Peter, listener, sent us a link to the Geo getting blown up.
Yep.
You show up at Mortars and just start ripping around in the Dodge.
oh yeah,
Spraying fucking
Matt's-
mud everywhere.
Matt's bachelor party. Yeah.
Oh no, different one. Remember we blew up the Geo. That was not
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that wasn't the bad. Matt said the same thing. That was awesome though. Like you covered me in mud at one point because I was just trying to film you doing donuts,
Oh yeah.
rolling coal.
Yeah, that's been a good old truck. I just couldn't let go of it.
Yeah.
It was all rusty when I got it, and I cut like all the rust out and plated it in with diamond plate steel, and I made front and rear bumpers for it. And
It's fucking sweet.
it's one of those trucks that just doesn't owe me anything, and I always just kept it around. I get a weird sentimental thing with vehicles where it's,
Was that your dad's?
No.
Nope. You bought it.
My dad bought a 2000 brand new. That's a 24 valve.
Okay.
But this one I just bought myself off Craigslist. It had a ton of miles on it when I bought it, and I just kind of fell in love with it and kept fixing it. And at some point, it didn't owe me anything anymore, and I've used the hell out of it, like pulling stuff and beating on it. And hell, I've went to the Lodi Fair with it and pulled a few times.
Which is fucking
No
awesome.
shit.
Can you reach a beer in there, Kyle? Please and thank you.
Same thing.
Oktoberfest. Please.
How about the Merc? Let's hear about the Merc.
The blue Merc.
Yeah, the OG.
The
High
old
school.
blue Merc, yeah. That's been around for since I was 16.
I was gonna say, wasn't that your first car?
Yep.
What year is it? 96?
It's a 96.
Ooh.
Yep. I got a thing with 90s cars, like mid to late 90s. That's what I like.
What about women born in the 90s?
Sure. Why
Those
not?
do the trick too?
Yeah.
Why like that decade? Just still easier to tinker with and stuff,
I think
or
because technology was to a point where they were super reliable, but they didn't have so much stuff like
extra
technology,
bullshit?
extra bullshit, like backup cameras and sensors and like
OnStar.
Heated
OnStar.
everything.
Yeah, like Chevy GMC trucks, they've got like seats that vibrate when you're like backing. It's like, can it get any gayer than that? You might as well just have a dildo in your ass vibrating.
I drove a Cadillac the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck is
When you
this?
get close to something, yeah.
It freaked me the fuck
Yep.
out. I did not like that one bit.
I don't like any of that stuff because I deal with it on a daily basis. Like I'm backing out of the shop and stuff's dinging at me, and I'm like, I know I'm not hitting anything.
Yeah.
Or the other big one, electronic parking brakes. Like if you pop the door open when you're moving to like the windows are snow covered or something.
Ooh.
You pop the door open and it applies the parking brake for you. Like
Weird.
It won't let you run
Really?
yourself over. The Dodge trucks, they have like a giant, looks like a giant volume knob, but it's the Prindle, like electronic shifter.
Yep.
Hate
Don't like
those.
that.
Don't like that at all.
So, if something like that goes bad, are you like ripping the whole fucking dash apart? Or like, how do you, let's say some idiot, like he's mad at traffic or something, he like just punches the fucking center console or wherever it is and fucks up that knob, and now he can't shift into park? Like, will it go out that easy, or?
It's hard to say. I haven't replaced one yet, but
That's what I think about those. Like, you used to
Yeah.
actually have something you could physically fucking move.
Yeah.
yeah.
And now it's a volume knob.
Yeah.
Yep.
So stupid.
I mean, even my truck, I still got the.
Yeah.
And then Jessica's is all like, no, pull this little button, pull that button.
Yeah.
Is that a Honda?
And she's got a GMC Acadia.
Same thing.
Yeah, those are like, it's like a little window switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks just like a window switch.
Yep.
That's what the Cadillac SUV was. I couldn't figure out how to put it in park. Luckily, somebody was with me. They're like, and it wasn't their vehicle either.
Hit the P.
No, it was. You had to lift a little like switch
Oh.
because forward was reverse, one up was reverse. I'm like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, I like
I was
when there's
wasted, so it was
actually like a
difficult.
physical link, like a cable attached from the transmission to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's got some stupid little problem, the car's not going to be like, okay, you're not getting drive or you're not getting reverse. You know, if the car's running and you have a physical link and you
Yeah.
could get a gear,
You can get a gear, yeah.
you know. And the same thing with drive-by-wire. Like all late model cars now, like the gas pedal, there's no physical connection between the gas pedal and the throttle body to like open the throttle. It's all done through
Computer.
wires. So like normally when you're pushing on a gas pedal, that spring feel was because the throttle plate has a spring on it, and you're actually feeling the throttle plate open and close. Well, now what you're pushing on is a sensor that has the spring in it to make it feel like an old gas pedal, more or less. And that's how they can limit, traction control, or if there's some other problem in the car, all of a sudden you're limited power.
Yeah.
You're not actually attached to the throttle anymore. It's just another way they're taking away like your ability to actually drive the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, if they ever want to be able to shut you down, they can.
Yeah, you're going into like more
Conspiracy
like
theory.
conspiracy government thing, but
They fucking can, though.
well, yeah, actually, like the OnStar,
Yeah.
like the Chevys for sure.
If you say
I've
my
heard of
vehicle's
that.
stolen and this, that, whatever, they can just shut the
Shut
vehicle
it down, yeah.
So that's the same thing as like, hey, I voted for this person in this year, and also I'm like speeding today, or something happened. They'll be, yep, you're done.
Right.
Same thing. There's nobody to stop them.
But going back to why I like 90s cars is because they're just outright reliable. They don't
Yeah.
have any of that
Yeah,
bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
less margin.
they don't
for
have all
error.
these problems with, like, electronic throttle body because, like, just a cable, just the old cable worked forever and
Yeah.
ever. Like, a throttle cable never went bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they reinvented the wheel. They didn't need to.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
So,
Oh, he wants to chew on that actual fucking deer over there. Jesus Christ. Toby, come here. Good boy.
but I think originally you were asking about the Merc.
Yes.
Yeah, the Merc.
Let's-
And we
Yeah.
kind of got off on a tangent.
96.
What have you all done to it?
Well, I had like 320,000 miles on that car.
Wait, what did you start with when you bought it?
89,000. When I bought it, when I was 16, they had 89,000 on it. I drove it all through high school, up until. What do you unplug the heat over there?
Yeah. This is just a normal fan.
Oh, just a fan.
You don't need this.
He thinks he does.
I don't know where to put it. Up here. All right, sorry. So you
But
bought
I
it-
drove that car up until like maybe 5 years ago or so.
You don't drive it?
Well, like daily drove
Daily.
it with the original drivetrain. It had like 320,000 miles on it. I just loved it. I mean, it was a nice running car. And then at that point, when it needed a head gasket or something, it was like, well, you're not going to just do a head gasket on a car that's got 320,000 miles. Like, so that's when I decided to go with the LS, and it's
Oh, yeah.
LS1, which is out of a 98 Trans Am, and it's got a BTR Stage 3 racing cam in it, and some hardened push rods and valve springs, and the Holley engine controller, and locker rear end, and
So if you had to put
it's like a rusty piece of shit car, but
It's-
I'm just like,
it's a sleeper. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
the more that people shake their heads or like give me dirty looks at the gas station
more
when
you
I
like
fire up this loud piece of shit, the more I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You're nailing it. You're like, what's the guy? Ben really likes him. He's got his own. He like goes and buys fucking Craigslist or
Oh,
like
Vice Grip garage.
Vice Grip guy. Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like that.
Yep.
You got a beautiful classic, like, it's a classic now. Older vehicle that you took care of or
You know-
reworked. And,
You know,
like,
and I
did
get
some
that
shit
a
to.
lot from people like, oh, I thought you're being being a mechanic, you'd be a car guy. It's like, I am a car guy in my own way. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
just because I have, my cars aren't like beautiful, restored cars
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't, have a connection to all of them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. If you had to put a number on it, like monetary,
On
What
the
is-
Merc?
on the Merc, the performance stuff,
Wh-
like what are you into, like making that thing be a beast? How much?
How much money I've spent on it? Probably like 7,000.
Fuck yeah.
It wasn't crazy.
No.
Yeah, that's not
The
bad.
fact that you can do a lot of it yourself, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to make something like that, like give it new life
Yeah.
for that amount of money is fucking awesome.
Do you see yourself
And it
ever
wasn't-
getting rid of that thing?
Probably not. No.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Comfortable.
I mean, it's your first car. Like, you hear so many people are like, "Oh, I wish I would have kept my first car."
Yeah.
Well, I did. I
You
mean,
fucking
I
did.
didn't have to get rid of it. I just
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
When we used to go weigh bacon at a place in the summer,
Oh yeah.
that was the best fucking commute. Like riding, I think there was 5 of us packed in it, and not even packed because it's big and comfortable, but just the stereo fucking cranked.
Oh yeah. I had some subs in it.
Ludicrous Blueberry Yum Yum playing as loud as it goes, just rolling down the interstate. It was the best. Like those are memories I'll never forget. And then
There's a lot of cruising miles on that
Oh,
car
yeah.
because whenever we were going somewhere, it was in that car.
you, Barbarossa, and
Oh yeah.
some other folks. Now the red one is your daily driver.
Yep.
What year is that?
That's a 97.
97.
Yep.
And that one, is it every Friday you send a Snapchat doing a burnout from that one stop sign?
That's actually the blue car.
Oh, that's you in the blue car.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the red car doesn't. It's got snow tires on it, so I don't want to melt them off. But it only does one wheel peels.
Well, were you just doing the every Friday burnout because of the road construction you had to like start on that hill, or?
Yeah, I don't know why I started doing that, but it was just kind of like that one stop sign where we had to go around.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, why not? I feel like I kind of started a thing because there was a ton of burnouts there. Then
Oh, I'm
later.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I knew like Fridays if I got a Snapchat in the morning from Jeff, I'm like, oh, here's the burnout snap. Fucking awesome. Your fun fact, you're kind of where you live, nearby. There's
Sorry, Don. I apologize in advance.
there's a road that goes up over the railroad tracks.
Yep.
Somewhere nearby where we're at. Kyle, in high school, we were coming back from lunch. Me, Barry, and Kyle. And we're like, yeah, go this way. It's a shortcut. I think Barry said it. Because he was probably riding his bike there and knew the little shortcut.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a shortcut. Just punch it. I don't know. You going 40, 50 maybe? You kind of gave it the beans a little bit.
I don't think it was 50, but yeah.
35, 40, I
Yeah,
bet.
because it was.
You were
in
going
my mind,
20.
it would have been 25.
It was.
And then it's like, then I realized what was going on, and I'm like, we're fucking committed now.
Kyle and
You
his
hit the tracks?
flew him
Jumped them.
in his Explorer 97,
93.
93. Ooh. Just fucking sent it over the tracks. It was that you had just got your
Going
license.
Up,
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
up the hill?
Up the hill, yeah.
We were moving. I mean, we had to be going over 40 because you punched it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. That was so long ago. Shit.
So
I'm
did you
35.
Did
That was
you
almost
clear
20
the
years ago.
tracks then? You actually got air there?
I mean, maxed the suspension out and maybe just floated over them, but it was smooth.
It
until
was,
we
yeah,
came
pretty
down.
smooth until we landed.
But we made it a ways.
Yeah. That
Is
car
it a
didn't
double
last
set
so long.
though? Is that a double set right there, or is that a single set of tracks? I think it's just
No,
a
it's
single.
just a single.
Yeah. So yeah, we made it over them.
That's impressive. And you didn't do any damage? Like,
I'll let Kyle speak to that. I don't
No. I mean,
wow.
I didn't have that car very long, but it's not because of that. Water pump went out on it, and Don said that's enough putting into this thing.
Oh.
So
That was a sweet old Explorer.
that was, again, going back to wish you could still have your first car.
Yep.
That'd be a cool one to still have.
Yep. What is the craziest thing you've done in the Merc? The blue Merc.
Ooh. I don't know if I...
There's a statute of limitations. So. We
Man.
don't need your license plate number or anything.
Man, I've done a lot of illegal stuff in that
Allegedly.
car. The craziest legal thing is go to Road America. That was a blast.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
But I'm trying to think. And the one time we were doing burnouts on a back road, and it's a narrow back road, and there's like steep ditches. And for whatever reason, I think I don't know if people were outside of the car before I went in the ditch, but just doing donuts, and the back end like drops off the road, like down a steep ditch, and like I can't go forward. So then I was like, well, I have to back up. So I backed down the super steep ditch and then into a cornfield. I'm like, oh shit, now what do I do? Like, I can't just like go up the super steep ditch, so I have to like get up speed, like ramming through corn. Just like like
You're committed. You had to keep going.
You had to.
You had to.
And then back up onto the road, and I think it took a try or two. So then there's like a carload of 6 of us driving into an undisclosed town, dragging corn stalks.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we went to the car wash, and we're like washing the car and like yanking the corn stalks out from underneath it. Like, oh, we're so fucked.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you were with, but I just saw Becca posted on her Snapchat story a dent in her vehicle, and it was her daughter drove the vehicle, and it was like a picture of the vehicle, screenshot of the text messages, whatever. Oh yeah, I told Dad. I thought he was gonna tell you a deer ran into me. I swear, it sounds like it didn't happen, but that's what happened. And I responded, and I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you were with or she in her blazer she had. I think it was a blazer, that white something. Becca
Okay.
drove through out by the lake, and all of a sudden there's a dead deer, and it's pretty ripe, swallow up pretty good. And she decided she wanted to run it over. Do you remember that? So she fucking runs over the dead deer, and it explodes all underneath her vehicle. So I just sent her a message like, don't forget somebody that, reminding her that she did that kind of shit, and who knows what her daughter actually did, but it didn't seem that bad. Have you ever hit any deer with any of your vehicles?
I bumped a little like fawn in my car and cracked the grill.
Yeah.
This was the 09 Police Interceptor I had. And I did, going back to your running over dead deer, it was like one of the first days I had my license, and I was actually driving a Saturn SL2, a purple Saturn SL2.
Oh yeah, the purple Saturn.
A hand-me-down. And yeah, I ran over a dead deer. I don't know, I'm young. You're young and stupid, and like, you want to run stuff over. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a bad idea at the time, but this one didn't explode like your story.
It was bad. Oh fuck.
Good times.
All right, what else today? I'm trying to remember.
You got the any listener questions, or have you been working those in?
Yeah, I've been working those in. Favorite memory from one of your Halloween parties?
Ooh.
And are you having another one this year?
It's a good question. I thought about it. Man, I want to say just get everybody getting together and just jamming out. And the kitchen is always packed at a Halloween party.
Yeah.
Like any party. But just everybody just having a good time. I'm wearing my whatever the hell I was wearing, like the baby. Oh, one of my favorite memories is when Brad and Olivia switched costumes. Like, Olivia was a fairy or something like. Yeah, Brad was a dentist and Olivia was like a tooth fairy or something like that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And they switched costumes.
They went for a quick roll in the hay and then put the wrong costumes
Yep.
back on. Didn't you have one that was like a white T-shirt with like a fake breast or something? Like hanging out of a shirt, or is that somebody else I'm thinking of?
That's a different costume.
That's a different, not your Halloween costume.
No.
I can't talk. I'm actually wanted in that
One of my costumes was like, my head was in like a baby onesie, and I was in like a carrier. Like my head was coming out of it. So then I stuffed this. I made like a mannequin, so I like stuffed like another. No, I had the baby onesie stuffed, and like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yes.
It looked like my head was the baby,
Yes.
but there was like a ton of newspaper and cardboard and stuff and a mask, and it was all held together with tape and zip ties.
So I think you should
Super
have
uncomfortable. But
Oh.
I wore it all night
Oh,
just for the hell
God.
of it, you know.
I think you should have a Halloween party. Are you close to like deciding on it, or you're not sure?
I could.
I think you should.
You guys come?
Yeah, if you have one, we're there.
Yeah.
Lindsay loves Halloween parties, so it's an easy sell for me. You just reminded me of something when you were talking about that costume. Fuck. Toby, you're so flexible. Oh, good job. Oh my goodness. For those of you who are not watching, what kind of dog is Dobie?
I think he's a coonhound.
Coonhound. You look like a coonhound, do you?
Yep. He's definitely got those colors and the long legs.
Yeah, he's a tall boy. Only 10 months. Oh, are we talking about you? Just give me a handshake.
That's what we think, at least.
Oh, speaking of coonhound hunting, Beau told me to tell you that pheasant hunting is stupid and boring.
It's probably just because he's terrible at it. Also, reach out to Beau Lane for all your real estate.
Oh
needs.
yeah. Thanks, Beau, for the space. He said that it's just you fucking walk around and kick up a bird that was raised on a farm, and he just went on and on. I was like, oh, do you ever go to the places and follow the guys that have just released? And he's like, yeah, in college we used to do that all the time. They would just wait for the truck to go by, and they would go and shoot them. He's like,
sound like the Hmong.
he said, out west would be fun,
Yeah,
where they're wild.
that is fun. Yep.
So
Up
he
south.
told me to tell you.
All right. Well, Beau, you're wrong, but
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
God damn it, I can't think of what I was going to ask about one of your parties.
smoking meat, you still do that?
I still do that a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of grill do you use, or smoker do you use?
I've got a Traeger pellet grill. That's kind of like my go-to for a lot of things. And I've got an Oklahoma Joe offset.
Nice.
I'll throw wings in there, brats, or it's not all that often I do a brisket or a pork butt anymore. It's like I used to do that for the parties, like
Really
the Halloween parties. Like
really good.
I'd make a pork butt, like a 10-pound pork butt, 10-pound beef brisket, and I'd get up early in the morning.
That shit was delicious.
Yeah.
The hard part when you're doing that is like not drinking all day while you're doing it, because
Ooh,
that's
Yeah.
obviously what you want to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I've got a Halloween party to host tonight, so I can't really get wasted during
Yeah.
the day.
Yep.
I mean, you could. It's just going to be a rough one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck. Still can't think of it. It was something about the baby costume. Oh, man.
Yeah, that one I actually had to have, I think Ben helped me. Like, I needed him to stuff some newspaper in or put some zip ties in or something. Like, I needed help, like, putting it on.
Oh, yeah. I believe that. Have you ever entered a Halloween costume contest?
I have not.
Never went anywhere?
Nope.
I won the one at Katie's one year. Dressed up like an old grandma. I had a walker, a wig, and diaper and shit. And
Yep.
I think it was $300. It was pretty cool. Spent it all at Lloyd's.
Nice.
Took
No
the
wonder
money.
thing.
Nope. Lloyd's Lesbian Lounge is closed.
Mortar didn't happen to tell you that he broke my foot at a
No.
Halloween.
Nope. Let's hear
Party.
that. Let's hear that one.
Well, not intentionally,
Of course.
but we were young. I don't know how old I was, like 21. Was I even 21?
19.
I was probably right around 21, something like that. We were downtown for Freak Fest. And we were at somebody's apartment, and then we were walking, and I was already drunk, like messing with Mortar, and I'm pretty sure I grabbed his balls or something. And he said,
Classic.
I'm pretty sure he said, like, don't do that again, or I'm going to do something.
Break
So,
your foot.
of course, I did it again. And he, like, grabs me, like flips me, I don't know, some wrestling move, like,
Yeah,
flips me
wrestler.
over, like, ass over tea kettle, and my foot must have, like, hit a rock, like, slapped the
Oh.
ground,
Yeah.
like, the side of my foot.
Yeah.
And I was already wasted, like, I didn't know. Like, I had a brand new hat on. Like, I just left it there, like, right where it happened, and we started walking. And I was, like, limping and complaining to everybody, like,
My foot hurts.
my foot hurts, and, like, hanging on people. They're, like, pushing me off, like, get off of me. So it wasn't until, like, later in the night, like, we were, like, at McDonald's. Everybody's, like, getting food, and I'm, like, pulling the laces out of my shoe because my foot's, like, the size of a watermelon.
Way to go, Mortar.
They're like, oh, I think you actually broke your foot. And I'm like, I've been trying to tell you that all night.
We've walked 4 fucking miles. Holy shit.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
don't think
we-
I've ever been to Freak Fest.
Yeah, we walked
Yeah.
all over the goddamn place.
Do they still do that? I don't know if they do that anymore. I think they stopped it.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least for
Probably
COVID,
ended
they
with
did.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID, this is the last question I got for you. How was the gallon of warp speed with Mortar
Oh, yeah. He said that he bought a gallon of Warp Speed,
from Peg and Doc's?
like a Scotch ale, from Peg and Doc's, and he brought it to your house one night to make you help him drink it because it was going to go bad.
Man, I drink too much because I don't know if I even...
He's like, I wanted to support Peg and Doc's, so I figured I'll get something to go, whatever they can give me, and they had like a milk something,
yeah, like
some
a gallon milk jug.
gallon jug, and he's like, they had Warp Speed Scotch Ale from Lake Louie on tap. He's like, I'll take a gallon of that, which is a strong beer, a lot of it.
I
And
like
then
warp speed.
and then he realized that it was going to go bad soon because it's not going to stay like good.
No, yeah.
So he's like,
definitely.
just call Jeff and we can fucking drink it. And he said you guys got pretty looped up drinking that one night, which
I'll be
makes
honest,
sense to
we
not
probably
remember.
did, but I'll also be honest and say I don't fucking remember a thing of it.
So good time then.
Yeah, so you had a great time. Oh fuck. That about does it for what I had. Do you have anything else that you want to get on the record
On the record.
that'll live on forever?
Um,
Oh, nope, there's one more. What, and I know the answer to it, but I want you to talk about it. Safety, easy things for safety when driving.
oh,
pe-
yeah. That's one of my pet
Oh,
peeves.
yep.
Yep. What grinds your fucking gears that drivers do not or do.
Turn your fucking lights on when it's foggy, like, or raining. Like, that's one big thing that grinds my gears. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't even know how to turn their headlights on.
Yeah,
anymore.
and these new vehicles, it's
Yeah.
on auto,
Yep.
but the auto only
Like, I'm
works.
driving in the fog when it's thick ass fog in the morning, and there's so many cars with just their daytime running lights on or no lights at all
Mm-hmm.
because the ambient light is not bright enough, and they only know how to just drive the car,
Yeah,
not
Yep.
actually turn the switch to turn the lights on.
Yep.
That just, and you can flash your lights at them and nothing gets through to them.
No.
They have no idea how to manually turn on the lights.
And headlights are very important, but also when the lights are auto, the headlights might be on, but the back
there's no tail
lights,
lights.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no tail lights.
yeah,
Yep.
that pisses me off too. I dislike when people have fog lights on and there's no fog because they
Yeah.
just think their car looks cool, their truck looks cool with the fog lights on. It's like, dude, you don't need them right now.
Right.
Or when, I mean, I've been on both sides of it. HID or whatever, those new LED lights
Yeah.
are blinding you, or you're driving a vehicle that comes with them fucking standard, and people flash their lights at you. It's like, dude, these aren't the brights.
Yeah.
Right.
The one meme, the one fucking meme I saw was like, yeah, this old lady, it was, we passed each other and she brighted me for my dims, so I decided to give grandma an x-ray with my high beams. I had a vehicle recently that I got brighted all the fucking time, and I'm like, I asked the dealership, I'm like, can you aim these differently? I tried to do it myself, the adjustment to like make the driver's side not be pointing like on the left, oncoming traffic. Couldn't really do much with it, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just they're bright,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do. Replace the whole fucking thing. Like, I'm not paying for that. It wasn't my vehicle technically, so
Right.
I wasn't gonna ask somebody else to pay $800 for it when it's not really their problem. Like, they're not getting brighted. So, oh, it was so fucking. Every time though, I'm just ready when a car approaches. I'm like, bam, get them right back.
Yep.
So I'm on the other side of it. I'm the guy in the 90s cars that have really sucky headlights.
Yellow lights.
Yeah, they're yellow. They're like somebody comes up behind me and I can see the shadow of my own fucking car in front of me. Like
Yeah.
their lights are that fucking bright.
Yep.
And it's like, well, thanks. Now I can't see dick. I just get really good at driving blind because every year cars' headlights just get brighter and brighter. And
Yeah.
it's like a fucking competition. Like,
Yeah. Yep. And if
and
you
everybody's just out there
brighten each other,
brighten each other.
boom, 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 boom. It is. It's a fucking clusterfuck. And if you're like are approaching somebody on the slightest like crest of a hill, then they're like pointed directly in your fucking brain.
Right.
And you're like, Lindsay all the time, she's like, are those brights? I'm like, I can't quite tell. No. Or like, when they really, really are, but there's so many. They're like, I don't know, probably not. And then you can see a little bit of movement. And you're like, nope, they're not. Oof.
Yep.
Windshield wipers. I think those are also, I think Shay's always said this. Those are the easiest thing you can replace, cheapest too, for safety. That if you have bad ones, it makes driving so much fucking harder.
Yep.
Right.
Holy fuck. So people out there, turn your lights on and make sure you have good windshield wipers.
Yeah.
Those are good tips. But the windshield wipers ones, I don't follow that. Like,
No, you don't.
the windshield wiper blades that are on my truck are the same ones that were on there when I bought it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But they actually work fucking fine.
As long as they work, yeah.
So
But the ones where it's just like, they're so wore down in some
they're
spots.
smeared, doesn't even
it's
touch
not
in the middle.
removing the water, it's just pushing it all over. Holy fuck. I think that about covers it now. I'll remember the thing about the costume as soon as we stop, so.
I'll touch a little on people that have gotten like nasty with me.
Yes, please do.
Back at our old shop, and this goes to the new shop too, where like I'll work late sometimes in the summer. I'll have the door open. Somebody's coming to pick up their car. So this day I was working in the shop. This guy comes to pick up his car. Picks up his car. I talk to him a little bit. He leaves. Comes back. Just angrier than hell. Like, you guys F this up and this isn't working. Like, I have no dash lights and you guys fucked it up. And like, I didn't work on the car, so I'm like, so what's the problem?
Yeah.
And I go over. Cody,
Coworker of yours
coworker
somewhere.
of mine, when he was doing some dash work, he accidentally turned the dimmer switch down for the
dial.
dash.
Yeah.
So like that was it.
Holy
Like,
shit, dude.
This guy felt so bad, but it's like, dude, you can't. Even if you felt bad, like you can't just fucking.
No.
Yeah.
First, just ask the question.
Especially,
Right.
it's not. I'm not even the guy that worked on the car.
The amount of like resourcefulness that has went out the window, and people just expect everything to be. It's it's embarrassing.
We've
I have one. Oh, go ahead. You finish.
we had another one where it was kind of memorable where it was an Audi, and this
How do you feel about Audis? Same way as Volkswagens?
they're pretty much the same thing,
Yeah.
but worse.
Isn't it just? Thank you. Isn't it like a fancier version, or are they separate?
pretty much? Yeah.
Are they like the
It's kind of
same-
like what Cadillac is to Chevrolet.
But are they actually linked? Like they're the same?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So this chick, and it's a used, kind of crappy Audi. Car needs an alternator. We tell her how much it is for the parts, labor. We do the repair. She comes to pick it up, brings in her boyfriend. And she's like, this is too much. Like, we're not paying it, blah, 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 blah. And me, Tom, and Scott, like, Tom was the service writer.
Yep.
We're all standing there, and the boss, Scott's like, like very diplomatic about it. Like, this is what the book time is. This is how much the part cost. Like, he's just trying to figure out, like, what is the problem? Like, you approved this. And she's all, well, my boyfriend's buddy said he could do it for, it's like,
Oh,
we
boy.
didn't make you buy this
Yeah.
$240,000
Jesus.
15-year-old
Fuck.
Audi. And she's, we're going to drag your name through the mud. And, like, me and Tom are, like, both just, like, stepping up to the plate to just tell this bitch off.
What's the boyfriend doing? Anything?
Pretty much nothing.
Standing there?
Yeah. She's just there for emotional support.
So
I
she
guess.
was going through menopause, is what you're trying to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. We're going back to that again.
Call back.
But me and Tom were just about like we both like literally like stepped up further to the desk edge of the desk to just like we were both like livid.
Yeah.
And the owner is just like, okay, I got this, guys. Like he's like pushing us back because he could tell we're both like seriously irritated.
Yeah.
And about to just tell her off. But
Rightfully so. It's like, does she want you to give her all of that stuff for free?
Right.
It's like you said, you signed off on it.
Yeah.
Or like you knew what it
you
was going to
approved
be.
it. We told
Yeah.
you exactly how much it was going to be. You approved it. Yeah, if you know somebody and they want to do it on the side, sure. Well, you should have done that then
Yeah, I
before you
would've
told us
started-
to fix it.
I would have
Right.
started there probably. Fuck. Again, people's resourcefulness, problem solving. Apple Garden, or Eaple Garden is the name of it. It's a apple orchard. This place, you guys ever pumpkin patch? You were at one recently.
Yep.
You have to ever decide to do that? Or go on a date, maybe, like that kind of shit.
Apple Garden?
It's Norwegian, I think. Apple Garden is the way it's like spelled.
It's spelled Apple Garden?
EPPLE Garden. So Apple Garden.
But pronounced Apple Garden.
Eeple. I have no idea.
I'm never
You
going
just
to this
said
place.
both.
It's got to be Yorble. Nice place, except for the people that go there. Holy fuck! Lindsay and I have been going there probably 6 years, and every year it gets worse and worse and worse. Full of indoctrinated liberal yuppie fucks from UW-Madison or wherever. The amount of people and just like stupid, fat, and I can call them fat. I identify. But like really fat. This one fucking moron was walking out with sweatpants on. I could see a cock's length of his ass crack. Like there's a bunch of his ass crack just hanging out.
Your cock's length? Or
If you're watching on YouTube, it was about that much. And I said to Lindsay, I'm like, why are all the stupid ones always like really, really fat? She's like, because they're stupid. I was like, yeah, that's a good answer. But so I'm trying to think of like the different interactions we had. There was a lady climbing one of the trees, but she had like this southern, like drawl, weird grandma accent, and she literally set her bag down by herself, nobody around, and was 3 feet up in an apple tree picking apples from the top because they already been picked or plucked, as the Norwegians say.
Okay.
From the ground, normal spot that you just pick them. But she decided she needed to climb, and then she's hollering, telling her friends that she just did it. So that was like the first thing we saw. I'm like, holy shit, that was the first time I've seen that. Okay. People with masks on outside to pick apples. I'm like, if you fucking think you need to wear these right now, you shouldn't be out here. And that's always been the case.
This is Dane County, I'm assuming.
Yeah, in my mind, like, that's what I always thought. Like, if you think you need to wear it right now, you could have stayed home.
right.
But they're picking fucking apples. Beautiful day. Wearing fucking face condoms.
We beat it. It's over.
Holy shit. There was like a group of students that it was like the equivalent of Zoolander when they're having the gas fight, but with apples. Just a bunch of limp wrists like throwing like the dead apples from the ground at each other. I like wanted to like stop me. Like, are you guys about to shoot a porn? Like, what are you doing? A bunch of like she, shim, him, theys. And it was like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to throw apples at the apple garden.
Evil garden, as some may say.
The evil garden, some may say. So that, this group of absolute fucking mongoloids that had to be 400 pounds apiece that picked pumpkins, which you just pick them off of a...
How do you get those off an apple tree?
It takes a lot. They also have pumpkins, a pumpkin patch, and apple garden. They decided to take their little like wagon thing and push their 4 giant pumpkins with them through the apple orchard, huffing and puffing, sweating their ass off. I'm just like, take it. You're walking up here with them. Just take them to your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the stupidity left and right. So careful out there. If you're going to, do you have any pumpkin patch stories you want to tell?
No, it was very pleasant. Like,
God damn it.
very quiet. Like,
There wasn't a lot of people
I didn't
there?
want to punch somebody else's kid. It was great. Great experience.
I could have fought a lot of people.
So this place that you could have fought a lot of people, you're highly recommending?
If you can go there, we went on a Sunday. We went yesterday, multiple days ago when you're listening. We've been there years before when we would just take a day off work and you can go.
Sunday was pretty nice. It was a nice
It's a
sunny day.
Beautiful weather. It
Yeah.
had been shitty for like 4 days in a row.
Right.
So, plus Packers bye. Not that any of these mouth breathers fucking watch the Packers, but holy Christ. I don't know. Next year, yeah, we'll go back, but we'll have to pick a Wednesday morning or something. It's just, I couldn't have, like, I would have filled up my phone and maxed out the storage.
It wasn't like it. Was it? There were a lot of kids, or it sounds
There's
like
a decent amount of families, people that shouldn't have reproduced. Like the guy with his butt crack hanging out, of course. There was a little
Sure.
one. Shouldn't have had it.
mistake.
Yeah. Just brutal. But we had a nice time.
Say, sounds like a fun little Saturday.
We got some great apples. No, none of Bill Gates' chemicals on those.
Did
These
the apples cost more than if you just like picked them in a grocery store?
Oh yeah.
Put them in a bag?
Oh yeah.
So you have to do the work and pay extra. Awesome.
Correct.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Capitalism.
What kind of apples? What breed?
Um,
Species?
We got some Honeycrisp.
Some may say those were the best kind of apples.
I prefer Ambrosia. They did not have any of those. Quick Trip sells those.
I don't know if I've ever had an ambrosia.
They're good. Try them.
I like Honeycrisp.
Try an Ambrosia.
Okay.
You ever had a Cosmic Crisp?
No. Oh, that's the little Debbie snack, isn't it?
No.
That's a cosmic brownie.
No, it's Cosmic Crisp. These things, no shit. They're like bigger than your fist. Like they're the biggest apple I've ever freaking seen.
Huh.
Some
I'll
sort of
look for those.
crossbreed.
Yeah.
So we got honey,
Genetically modified. You know?
yeah,
Just like
definitely.
everything
The
we
best
eat.
kind.
Bill Gates made it, or Jeff Bezos. Honeycrisp, Fuji, Gala, maybe some say Gala.
Gala.
Probably most of the people that were there would say Gala because they identify as Galas. And there's one other. Red Delicious. They had. I mean, I have a picture of the map. It's a very well laid out place. We did not get Red Delicious.
It's because they're not delicious.
No,
They're-
very mealy.
Yeah.
They're the worst apple ever. Like, it's
Yeah.
a very deceiving name.
Have you guys ever had apple on a pizza?
No.
So we do that with some of the apples we pick. Thin slice with a white sauce, I believe, or an olive oil or something weird. But cheese, apple, homemade crust.
Dessert pizza, I've had apple. Yeah.
Anyway, made cider with it before. Lindsay makes apple pie, a bunch of random shit. So we put them to good use, but it's not cheap. There are, as Kyle would say, mentals everywhere.
A lot of Paul brothers.
A lot of Paul brothers. Just unfucking believable.
Hmm.
A lot of Pacific Islanders or whatever they are. They drive Mitsubishis. I don't know. Just
Priuses.
this one chick was like, she saw a horse. She was so excited about the horse she saw. It's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. I need a beer right now.
Those are the kind of places I can't go. Because I don't get anxiety, but around a bunch of Paul brothers like that, I get anxious.
Holy fuck.
And agitated.
That's about all I got.
There a pisser over here? Didn't
There is a pisser. It's a sink. We'll show you. Pretty good, and you?
Good, Neil.